And we're back! Here we are in the final episode of Let's Play Animaniacs. I am Jasu Bakuhatsu, and I am fighting the final boss of the game right now. It's, Pinky and the Brain in the giant robot suit. This suit actually appeared in a specific episode of... And in fact, it wasn't even the Animaniacs show. I think it was, at one point, Pinky and the Brain got their own spin-off series, and that's actually where this suit hails from, as far as I remember. There was an episode where Brain needed to pose as a human for some reason or another, so I think he wanted to get a job so he could, like, commit insurance fraud or something. Or no, he wanted to stage an accident, get a job, and then stage an accident so that he could sue his employer for millions of dollars and, I don't know, use the money to build a device to take over the world or something like that. Anyways, this is actually a really good final boss. I really like this. So as you can see, it's kind of a little puzzle boss, and you kind of need all of the Warner's different abilities in order to beat it. So yeah, the way this works is you use Dot to stun Pinky, and that'll prevent him from lighting the fuse of the bomb. Then you use Yakko to push the bomb over to his feet, and then use Wacko to ignite the bomb and explode it right on the brain. So yeah, you could just stun Pinky and try to get like a bunch of bombs sort of stockpiled on the ground, and so that would kind of make sense. But Brain, you know, he's a genius, so if you start trying to do that, then this happens. If you have more than one unlit bomb on the ground, then yeah, this is what happens. He jumps up there, up top, and starts throwing bombs. First he clears off any unexploded bombs lying around on the ground, and then he starts throwing bombs at you. I don't know why he just doesn't do that in the first place. Yeah, it makes sense that he would want to clear everything away when there's like a bunch of unexploded bombs at his feet that could pose a danger to him, but, I mean, even one is a danger. Why doesn't he just do that with this one? I guess it kind of makes sense with, like, Brain's level of intelligence. Like, he is a genius, but he never actually managed to take over the world. So it's like, he's like a genius, but he's not like that... He's not a super genius. Like, he could never actually take over the world. Like, he's smart enough to jump up and clear away the floor if there's 2 or more bombs on the ground, but he's not quite smart enough to jump up and clear them away if there's 1 bomb, and that kind of makes sense. If he were just smart enough to, yeah, jump up there and stay up there, regardless of how many bombs are on the ground, then maybe he could take over the world. But anyways, yeah, of course, here we've got a second phase now, once you hit him enough times. Kind of works the same as the first, except instead of throwing 3 bombs out quickly, he just throws them one at a time at regular intervals. The way to hit him is exactly the same. You just stun Pinky to prevent the bomb from being lit, and then push it over with Yakko, light the fuse, and it's same as the first phase really, except you've got these legs to contend with, which actually makes things a lot more difficult. Because yeah, you've got the legs to contend with and the bouncing bombs, and it's very easy to get cornered by the legs if you're not careful. However, the legs do follow a set pattern. They just sort of wander back and forth, and after, I think, it's either 3 or 4 steps, they'll jump, and you've got to, yeah, go under them when they're about to jump. So, actually, this fight is actually a bit easier if you don't use Wacko. It's like, because of how frequently the bombs are thrown out, you have just barely enough time to switch to Wacko and ignite the bomb yourself. So actually the easiest way to do this is just to not light the bombs yourself, and to just push the bomb up with Yakko in just the right position so that the bomb gets exploded with the next bomb that gets thrown. So, yeah, there we go. It's actually easier to do the sort of a slight jump there so you can get a slightly faster kiss blown. So yeah, right about there, and then the next bomb should, yeah, blow up right in his face. There's another thing you can do, actually, which, do I want to show it off? I think he's almost dead. I should try to show this off, but I'm low on health. I'll do one more shot, and, okay, first of all, there's actually one other attack that the legs do. If you get too close, then they'll, yeah, jump up and do a little kick right there. Oh man, actually this is going to be close. I'm not going to get a chance to show this off. But yeah, if you get him to do that kick attack right next to the main body, then it'll actually damage Brain, which is... Or actually, yeah, I'll probably get a chance to show that off right now. Okay, in fact, I won't have a choice because I screwed up that jump. So yeah, he's going to kick right here. And, oh, that actually landed the killing blow. That's kind of neat. So, okay, and yeah, once you beat him, then the legs go haywire, and he just kicks the bolts and everything out of the main body. It actually looks like he's kicking Brain right in the head, which is kind of violent, even for the Animaniacs. But anyways, yeah, that was the final boss. It's a good fight, I think, actually. It's like kind of a... Again, kind of a puzzle boss, but the solution actually makes sense, and it makes good use of all of the Warner's different abilities. And it's kind of challenging, but and yeah, just for that reason, I think it's really good. Modestly challenging, good puzzle, involves all of the Warners, even Dot, who was kind of underused throughout the game, I think. And yeah, with that, that's the end of Animaniacs. Yeah, it's certainly been fun for me, at least. Still, I've kind of been noting throughout the LP like a lot of things that are kind of a lot of the sort of unfair hits and or unavoidable and cheap deaths and stuff like that occur throughout the game. There's a bit more of that than I remembered. It's just mainly that because I spent so much time playing this game as a kid, I've kind of figured all that out, and it's not really an issue anymore. But so what is the reason to play this game, really? Kind of having a hard time justifying why I like this game so much. It's mainly the aesthetics, really. Like I said, all the different ways that this game does a good job of capturing the spirit of the show, from the writing to the nice, colorful graphics, all the, yeah, just good graphics, good music, all of the, like a ton of different cameos from different characters from the show. Just a lot of stuff that's really good about this game, I feel. Is it enough to overcome kind of the weaknesses in gameplay? I mean, it's not a horrible game even on its own merits. Like, it's kind of a fun little platformer apart from kind of the BS elements in it. But I don't know. I actually did have fun with it back in the day. It was a bit frustrating at times, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun to sort of figure out my way through it. Even some of the cheap deaths, it's like, okay, you get hit with a falling spotlight that you couldn't see one time, and then you figure that happens once, and then you know not to have that happen the next time, and it's like, that's pretty much the way that pretty much the way it goes with all of the cheap hits in this game. And so overall, I feel that kind of the bad parts of the gameplay aren't enough to distract from the good things in the game, which is mainly the aesthetic, writing, graphics, music, bunch of character cameos, etc. And also, yeah, music especially. This end credits theme is actually one of my favorites on the Genesis, one of my favorite sort of end credits themes in general, which is a strong feel. There are actually a lot of Sega Genesis games with like really fantastic end credits music, and that just seems to be a thing with the Sega Genesis. I don't know why. Streets of Rage had great end credits music, and yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, of course, here are all the characters that appeared throughout the game. If you somehow didn't know all their names already, I actually didn't. I certainly couldn't tell you the names of the good feathers offhand or anything like that. Fairly comprehensive too. Like, this is pretty much all of the main characters on the show, or at least all the characters who had their own sort of their own recurring segments. I don't think it actually bothers naming like the one-off characters like Death and the Vampire and whoever else there was who wasn't the focus of their own segment and were just one-off characters. Although I guess it isn't that comprehensive. They are missing a lot of characters here. There's like stuff, kind of like the weird, even more one-off stuff that like wasn't even part of like their own. Like, sometimes between like the main segments, they'd have like little shorts, like stuff like Mime Time and Good Idea, Bad Idea, that kind of stuff. And yeah, those kind of, I don't know, I think it'd be neat to see like the Good Idea, Bad Idea guy or the Mime Time guy here as well, but I mean, I don't know, just a minor little thing. I think like it's pretty comprehensive, the amount of characters that they included in this game, but it's even, they could have gone even more overboard with it, like, and included like, yeah, what are the notable omissions? There's like Mime Time, Good Idea, Bad Idea, Chicken Boo. One of my favorite segments from the show, weirdly enough. I don't know why. I just love Chicken Boo. It's like, I understand it's a kind of an unpopular segment for kind of obvious reasons. It's like a really repetitive joke. It's like it's a giant chicken who everyone thinks is a person because he's wearing a disguise, which is like, it's like he's a giant chicken, but because he's wearing a fake mustache or like a raccoon skin hat, everyone thinks he's a man. And I mean, yeah, that's the premise of the short. Yeah, he wears the disguise to look like human guys, but he's not a man, he's a chicken boo. And just, I don't know. Anyways, that's Chicken Boo. One of my favorite segments from the show for no good reason, even though I know a lot of other people don't like it. Although, actually, okay, to harp on the Chicken Boo thing even further, just because I don't have anything else to talk about at this point. The premise of Chicken Boo is like weirdly similar to Octodad, now that I think of it. It's like the exact same thing. Oh, demo story written by Jeremy Blaustein. That explains why the writing was so good. Not a writer on the show, as far as I understand, but Jeremy Blaustein did like a lot of localization stuff for Konami back in the day. Like he did the script for the original Metal Gear Solid, I think, or the translated script. So yeah, it would make sense actually if the writing in this game is as good as it is, but you know, not quite up to the caliber of the show. Anyways, yeah, Chicken Boo, same premise as Octodad. And yeah, I'm actually curious actually now as to whether or not the Octodad people had Chicken Boo in mind. So anyways, yeah, this has been Let's Play Chicken Boo, apparently. No, okay. Anyways, that's Animaniacs. A bit of a, you know, game kind of has its ups and downs. Overall, I really enjoy it still. I mean, I've been kind of harping on the bad things about the gameplay, but the gameplay is fine. It's a fun little simple platform game with very minor puzzle elements and a few kind of frustrating cheap hits throughout. But on the balance, I do think it's not just nostalgia talking. I think this is like really a pretty good game overall. I don't know. That's the way I feel about it. By all means, feel free to disagree in the comments. But yeah, that at long last is all I have to say about Animaniacs. Hopefully, did I forget anything? Who knows, probably, but nevertheless, that's all I'm going to say about Animaniacs. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, I hope you had fun. I certainly did. And until next time, have a good one. Oh, and check out the Animaniacs show on YouTube or DVD or however you want to. It's a great show, holds up fantastically. You owe it to yourself to check it out. It's a great time, I promise you. And yeah, thanks for watching and goodbye again.